sounds just like
So we're just entering the basement during the day.
During the day.
This silly could fall on my head at least.
I'm looking at that. I'm trying not to.
It smells like paint, like hardcore.
There's paint back here.
Oh,
Plaster and stuff.
I prefer that over whatever the fuck I was smelling when we came down here.
Is that music?
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Oh.
Shit. These look like the music room.
Could be maybe a practice room.
Right.
Or like if they taught music, maybe like they maybe taught piano or organ or
Would
something.
have been better to see it over here.
Access to something probably.
Ooh, is there a camera?
Oh, there's a smell again. What is that? Some dye down here? Oh, seriously.
Oh my god, we could live that.
A
Right.
raccoon died in this bitch?
I wanna know what they keep in there.
Wait, didn't Dennis tell us that they kept cold, like stuff that needed to be cold down there or some shit?
Maybe. Could also be crawl space or maybe
Yeah.
foundation stuff.
Look at that wall.
You making sure it's a door, sir?
I'm trying to get it open.
This is the door.
Why is our chain on?
So, for context, this door is one that likes to open on its own, and as you can tell, I'm gonna struggle to open it, which makes it really freaky when it opens on its own. Because you've got combination to open this door.
Is that the dead thing in there? Steps, like, this is so nervous.
Anything that opens.
They're pretty even though,
inside
so-
will be standing on the steps. So the leverage it takes to push it open along the steps.
Now that I hate.
Off the steps.
Oh god,
The little tunnel.
Yeah.
We're going in here, this is the boiler room.
I don't like these steps.
It is no longer an emergency exit technically. But we got some
Where do these stairs go?
EVP spikes in here last night.
Why is there a chair in there?
That was like
Figure out.
1,000 moths.
Why are you in there?
There's like 1,000 moths in there.
That probably is. I can't see them
It's
though.
like if you see wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, my headache's coming.
It's really dusty and like wet in here. It's probably some mold.
Yeah.
Girl, then
Even I'm kind of feeling it headache wise in here. So.
she doesn't want to be.
She doesn't want to be where the crawler is.
I don't even feel that motherfucker. Oh, hey, this is some pretty nice flooring in here.
It's crazy that like they stopped doing surgery in 2001. It's fallen apart in disrepair since then.
Oh, ranch right there. Oh yeah, this has the, oh damn, what the hell is this book?
Got wet, obviously.
Can you read that
Molded.
letter? Or is it too,
Hey guys, stop moving for a sec. Rob,
Stop moving.
stop moving. Is that music from outside?
It sounds like the bell tower.
What time is it?
I don't know.
Oh, it's 12 o'clock, so that will probably explain it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that wasn't like from the chapel or something.
I was like, yo, nobody should be up there.
No, it sounds like a bell tower.
I heard that too.
Yeah, I wanted to be sure.
Okay, then.
The organ now?
Is that the organ?
Alright, let's get up there.
What the fuck?
I can't tell.
That's the organ playing.
That ain't the bell tower anymore.
So right now we are headed to the chapel.
Is it still closed?
Shh. Upstairs, is that the automatic?
Organ plays for the might be like just
I mean, like I said, it is.
Tune for
It
12
is.
o'clock.
It is a long tune for 12.
I feel like this is something that's supposed to happen though. I can really see
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling like. I think we're just being stupid right now.
I just don't remember it. Of course, we weren't here at noon yesterday, so I don't think we're used to it. State park all day.
Yeah, it's coming from here. Yeah, it's the bell tower. Oh, fine.
That's cool though.
That is cool.
I knew the chime, but I didn't have to play the whole.
Well, and like it sounded like a mix of organ too, so that's why I was.
Well, it is organ, it's just recorded now.
That was beautiful.
Debunked.
Debunked. That was an excitement one though. Daytime investigation, 4th floor, 348 on a Saturday.
You said Sunday.
Oh, it's a Saturday.
Oh.
Time has passed during this day, and Dennis has returned from his sleep for the next day with us. We end up having a bit of a conversation about some upcoming things about the investigation. However, he did point out something that was very interesting and unique. However, I do want to say that due to the sensitive nature of this individual, I have not been able to contact anybody that is related to this person. So, respectfully, I have to censor heavily on who this person is and also their photograph. But I did go ahead and went on asking if this individual happens to be here, and we ended up getting the result for it.
Fourth floor, this is the alleged suicide room. We have been setting the recorder down next to, or in between the REM pod and You know, that-
I restarted it, that's one. Is there any children here with us?
What's your name? Are you the kid that they found dead? It's okay, take your time. You don't have to answer right away. Were you a teenager?
Is there any little girls here?
Abigail, sweetie, are you here?
Who's your mom? Sister who?
Yeah, that's why they try to make them, simpler. Is there, are you up here watching over the children?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm up here, yes, I'm here.
Something else, yeah, I heard I'm here for sure. Can you touch that on the floor? Can we have your hair with us still? If you touch it, it'll go off.
But it would be recorded now.
Are you still here with us?
Are you tired of all the ghost hunters that come in here? He's trying to talk with her.
Matt, is there a little girl up here with us? I heard Bible.
Or a while ago.
Something. No, okay, what else is wrong?
Is the daylight scary?
Make a report?
I can't make a report if you don't tell me what the report is supposed to be about.
Child.
Okay. Does it have anything to do with...
What was his name? Chong?
Chun Li or something? I think he said no. I don't know, something like that.
You'll have to say it again.
Abbots?
Which abbot was it?
Was it more than one abbot?
It's okay, you won't be in trouble.
That was a kid.
That was a little girl responding, so the little girl was touched by more than one abbot. I'm gonna throw up.
My question is, did you guys hear yeah or daddy?
I heard yeah.
I heard yeah, but I can't be, I can't say for sure though.
Well, you're also sitting really far away, so. But it was a yeah from a little girl. Straight up.
So there was more than one abbot that was hurting little kids? Do you not remember his name?
It's okay. You won't be in trouble.
Did I hear that right?
What did I hear?
That dude's name.
The name of?
The Chun Li or whatever. That's what I heard. I heard like Li something. Can you repeat the name again? I'm sorry.
It's the same voice though.
Yeah. That's still Matt. I feel like it's still Matt. Are we talking to Matt?
What's your name?
Edward?
Your name's Edward? Or is Edward the name of the priest or the abbot that was touching you?
Yep. Let's go together and take this to Abigail's room to leave the equipment here. Maybe if we give us some space like it was last time, that REM pod should start going off by itself.
Yeah, you've got it down there. I've got hot water going down here.
It sounds like there's two different men, and then there was a little girl.
There have been adult conversations caught up here, so.
But it sounded like they were responding. I just couldn't, like. That's a new voice. No, no, actually, that sounds like Edward.
Robert. So we did find. Oh no, we were in the middle of the joke. Yeah, then he got cut off. Father. So we're at the cemetery. We actually found a few key things here. Over at this side, over to the left side of the cemetery. We have found Minred Richard Chung from 1951 to 1992. So originally thought that he had a warrant for his arrest for child molestation, and the previous thought about this was that he committed suicide at the parking lot over at the Abbey, but this turned out to not be the case. It was at a church at Colorado Springs that he committed suicide, but he was buried here at the Abbey. However, the story still stands true. Very disgusting. Over here we have found the grave of Abbot Bonaventure. He is one of the spirits that has taken over the chapel section of the Abbey. Now, we did a EVP session up on the 4th floor earlier today, and we asked a question about any more abbots that have possibly mistreated or groomed or anything with the children. And one came through saying the name of Edward.
Edward?
And knew nothing about Edward at the time until we came here and we found an abbot, Edward J. Vollmer, passed in 2002. I don't know if this is the Edward, but the fact that we had something like that and the connection over here to the cemetery related to the Abbey is definitely something that probably shouldn't be completely passed by. But other than that, that's all the key stuff that we were able to find here. The rest is just following fathers, a wife over at the corner there, the abbot's in the middle, and again, just all the way to the fathers.
Hey everybody, it's Saturday night. We've got Tiger Paranormal again in for their second night. They had an interesting night last night after I left around midnight, and then they spent the night here in the monastery, and they've pretty much been doing daytime type investigating throughout the day and making the best of their time here. Looking forward to tonight. Again, it's another overcast, kind of drizzly night. Not a lot of lightning or anything. It's been fairly cool today, so I don't expect a lot of lightning, but got that drizzly rain thing going on. It's interesting in talking with them today, and I should have streamed it actually because we got into a really in-depth and deep conversation about several things involving paranormal and paranormal research, and I really kind of regret not just starting up that stream again. But I didn't expect it to go on and on and on, and it did, and it turned into, about a hour and a half little conversation, which was pretty cool. Just random stuff that we discussed, and then talking over different investigations that we've done, and he shared some of his files from his past investigations and stuff, and we discussed back and forth different ideas and stuff. It was just fun, and I'm sorry I didn't record it for you guys, so that's mine to keep. Sorry, I'm being selfish, but that's the way it is. Did get down to get the rest of my drugs, start them. They immediately made me sick, but I got to do them. So, but actually after sleeping for a while, I just got out of the hot shower and I'm feeling pretty good actually. Hope to maintain that throughout the evening here. So while I was in the shower there, I got them pretty good. They could hear me as I came out. Of course, as I shower, it's loosening up all that stuff in my chest. And so I generally, after I come out of a shower, or even like first thing in the morning, I sound like I'm a 5-pack a day smoker, just getting out of bed, coughing and hacking, and that's just my routine with my lungs. And so they heard me all the way upstairs. So they're investigating, trying to figure out where that coughing noise is coming from and all that. And so I could see their movement because the glass on the doors are kind of like shower doors, so that you can kind of see silhouettes on the other side. And they had a light on to the men's bathroom across from where my shower is, and they're sitting there and they're crossing back and forth, and I could see their silhouettes and in the dark and the shadows and stuff, and then they cross back the other way. And then I managed to control my coughing for a little bit, and so I was just sitting in a chair till I mellowed out, and I could see them going back and forth. And every now and then I'd cough a little bit, and they'd come back and wander the halls. And next thing I know, the last time I coughed, they must have figured out which room I was in, because they come up with the flashlight, and I could see the flashlight outside the door. And he was kind of hesitant at first, but then he finally knocked at the door. And so I growled. Made a big growl because there wasn't any lights on inside my room. And I did that on purpose. So I growled, and the whole team were out in the hallway. So I waited a second, and Derek, from what I understand, kind of stood back. In fact, I bet I've got it on camera. I have to go back and find the moment. Let's see if we could do that real quick. At any rate, he kind of stood back, and then I reached out the door and down low and started grabbing at his feet. Scared the hell out of him. Hey, Nicole, how are you? How are you doing tonight? Let me see if I can find that little clip here. So I gotta get those cameras up if they're not already, because I'm not sure if they are. I'm gonna catch where I scared you.
Oh no.
075100. And try that. Camera 4. Yeah, I'll clip it at full time. I think I'll just shut this program down, restart it, and then we should be able to see it.
Memories.
But, yeah.
There you are. You peek out.
Yeah, I'm laughing because he's already down the hall here, laughing. I mean, kind of getting his composure back. Let's get you guys back into the group here. And we're ready, I think. I'm going to turn up the volume so everybody can maybe hear. What are we listening for?
Okay, so just put in the context, we were doing a daytime investigation up on the fourth floor and doing a spirit box session. Um, wanted to put the spirit box in Abigail's room, and what we did is I put the spirit box on the doll that's in that room. Got a voice coming out saying it was comfortable, so at least it was something.
Sound like a nice chest lid.
Probably. So anyways, continuing on, about like a minute and 10 seconds into it, it sounds like you'll hear something coming out of the spirit box device, sound like something dragging, and then it will kind of build up into another event, which is the keyboard, the cat keyboard that's laying right next to the doll. So if you listen to it, it'll kind of make sense to you.
Okay, you actually kind of
So yeah, so I
clipped this, didn't you? Because it's only 41 seconds. You
yeah,
said a
so I
minute
clipped
10.
yeah, so
Hey, Sean, how are you?
so
I needed you here, brother.
So I wanted to be quick on it, so I just shot video, so that's why the video looks, like it does, me shooting on the floor, because I was just trying to catch audio, and yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm trying to make you feel bad. Hope you're having a good time at the Outlaw Museum tonight. Now that came out of the portal, that sounding like
Yeah.
a chair dragging across
Yeah.
the floor or something.
Did you hear me just said? He said out.
Did you just make that cat piano go off? Did you just touch that?
Did you hear the weird sound?
One more time.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So again, what are you hearing?
It sounded like a dragging sound, and again, like it was coming from the spirit box, and I can't explain it. I never heard the spirit box do something like that before.
Now this was your spirit box. You weren't
Yes.
using my portal.
No, I wasn't. It was
Okay.
just a Pelagian SB7 spirit box,
Okay.
and I was sweeping through the FM. I think it was the FM channels.
Cool.
Did you just make that cat piano go off? Did you just touch
See, I
that?
didn't hear that. Did you?
The cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was the dragging sound, and right at the end of the dragging sound, you hear the meow.
Because let me tell you one thing about this toy.
Mm.
If it's left on, it automatically shuts out, and when it shuts down, it'll make that noise.
Okay.
So that's debunked.
Okay.
That's debunked.
So
As
that's
far as the
debunked.
dragging noise, I don't know.
Okay. So even if that's the case, it's the convenience of the timing of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm just saying that's a
Yeah,
a
so
default
that's-
with that toy.
Okay, so if that's the toy that's shine off, okay then.
It also makes some other grumpy noise. Like I can't remember, but it scared the shit out of everybody when they first put it up there. And
Oh,
They
really?
were walking through the hall, and about 5 minutes after they were in that room, then they hear that whatever grumpy voice was that come through. What was that? It took us a
Okay.
while to figure it out. It was this cat toy.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the cat toy mystery is solved then.
Yeah.
But still, that dragon sound. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's not, there's just not enough there to
Yeah.
do anything with it. But that's
Yeah.
cool. At least you're catching something, and
Oh yeah.
and good for you guys for hearing it and then cutting it, clipping it, because you never know.
Oh yeah, definitely. And there's a lot more, but I have to go over that stuff. But of course,
Yeah.
you'll see it by the end result.
So what's the grand plan tonight? What do you got?
So I know a lot of us were paired together most of the night last night, so we're going to kind of be together for some portions of it, but then we're going to start splitting up, like one group on one floor, then another group on a different floor. But we are going to be doing some spirit box sessions all together on the fourth floor and the chapel is what I'm planning on doing.
Okay.
So
And now is Zane gonna go down there and do some magic with the organ? In fact, I would
I'm pretty
probably
sure.
have him do it now.
Yeah, I could.
Kick off the night early and maybe
Yeah.
get some video for you guys and share it with me later.
Yeah, sure.
You're more than welcome to go do that. And because every time I've started the evening off playing the organ,
Hmm.
it's always been an active night.
Really?
We've had 3 nights of rain, and as you know, last night we had a lot of electricity.
Hmm.
That that electricity hasn't gone anywhere. Whatever was in this building is still in this building.
Uh-huh.
And so they can use that tonight, maybe, and I hope for your guys' sake to use that energy to, you know, let you guys know that it's here or they're here and stuff. So that's another thing too. What are some of the things that happened after I left? There was some pretty interesting things
There were some interesting things.
after midnight.
Because
Is that mine?
Yep.
Thank you.
so I know around 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, we were in the basement. Did some basement sessions down there. We were trying to communicate in the kitchen. Nothing really came out of it, so we went ahead and moved to the monk's cafeteria. I sat down, did a little session. Nothing much was really going on until I was suggested to go sit on the chair over there. I had the GS2 laser grid going, which is a laser grid that's able to display what's in front of the grid, so you're able to see motion and temperature and such. So I was sitting on the chair, and the other members there were seeing what seemed like a blast of blue from one side walking to the other towards where I was sitting. And then around that time, I was starting to, Robert was starting to ask questions. And during that moment, I was starting to feel a burst of anger going through me. There's a burst of emotional anger. And it was like, it got to a point that I wanted to tell Robert to shut up with the questions and stuff like that. And I just want to throw my hat. I couldn't explain why I was getting these.
You hear that, Sean? That's because I was possessed.
So I was just feeling that I have no idea why. The members were definitely noticing. I was just kind of trying to calm myself down. But once that was done, I got out of the room and I started feeling fine. Nothing else was going on in the basement after that. So I went up to the chapel, and we kind of role played a little bit. Zane was doing some of the organ, and we were just kind of pretending having a little service. Zelly and Rob were sitting together on one of the front benches, and Rob believed that he felt somebody almost like sat down right next to him on the left side, and there was nobody on that left side, so that freaked him out a little bit. And you'll actually, if we're able to find that part from last night's clip, we'll actually see him stand up and jump and so on.
Was it in your files that you give me?
No, I have to look for it.
Oh, okay.
I know it was probably caught on the chapel camera though. I'm pretty sure.
And I haven't had a chance to look at that.
Yeah,
so you said between 3 and 4 a.m.
Yeah, around 3 and 4. Whenever we entered the chapel, I think that was around that time.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll see a reaction of him with that. After that, nothing much else happened. We tried to get a hold of Bonaventure. Nothing out of that. But then we started hearing noises coming from the library. So we picked up the gear and walked down to the library.
Here's something interesting. Sean, are you still listening, I hope? Bonaventure never showed up in the chapel last night. But they were having those crazy experiences with something very, very low to the ground. So I think there's some conflict going on again between the crawler and Bonaventure in the chapel.
Yeah, Zelly, she did, while she was sitting down on one of the front benches, she did feel like a poke on her lower back. She said this felt innocent. While we went to the library, though, she got poked again back there. It was a bit of a different feeling this time for her. Around that time, I sat down around the middle section of the library. I turned my head, and I looked like I saw a silhouette peeking over one of the doors. And then,
Have we ever heard that before?
so I saw that, and as soon as I noticed it, it just disappeared. So I ran over, just wanted to be sure there wasn't anybody else in there. I didn't see anybody. Around that time, though, Zelly, I know it was kind of a cluster of everything, a lot of things going on. Zelly heard a hum like next to her ear. I think she also said she felt, I think that's around she felt the poke. Zelly also mentioned that when she looked over down to the glass window second down, further down to the library, she saw what looked like a shadow of an animal of all fours on the floor, just skirting across very quick. And again, that did sound like it could be a crawler thing, but that's on her eyes, not mine. So,
Wow. And then what about disembodied voices or shadow figures?
other than seeing that that one peeking, we thought we saw another shadow in the library. Then the shadow that Zelly saw that was on all fours. Other than that, that is about it. Disembodied voices. We did hear like humming, or Zelly heard like a hum. I think that was about it. I did leave out that we also heard a whistle in the basement, but
Cool.
Yeah.
Could you make out if it was a song or just a couple of notes or?
no, it's just like
Yeah,
yeah.
we hear, or there's been times we've heard actual tunes,
Yeah.
and then we argue over, well, was that the X-Files or was that Irish
Yeah.
Spring? Or
And what was interesting is that we were in the middle of packing up and leaving the basement, and the group, they were just kind of singing. They were like just doing a little song, and it just seemed like it was kind of wanting to whistle along with them almost. But yeah, we heard that, and I stopped everybody. I'm like, "Did somebody whistle?" And they're like, "No," but we heard that too.
Yeah, I can't find it offhand real quick. Somebody did a drawing of the thing looking over the top of the door in the potato cellar,
Ooh.
and it was not ghostly. It was more like it was alien.
Ooh.
Yeah, and there was five witnesses that all saw it.
That's creepy.
But here, this might be the drawing here. Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah, so let me show you guys that.
Look on top of the door in the basement?
That would have been the door to the potato cellar that stands open, and then you go down the long corridor there,
Oh.
right outside the cafeteria.
Oh.
So if you look, the ceiling is way low right there when that
Yeah.
door is open. You've only got about a foot, maybe 16. I wouldn't even give it 18 inches between the top of the door and the ceiling there. So it had to be pretty small to be able to lurk over the top of the door like that.
That's creepy.
But they were going to go down to the potato cellar and do an investigation. That ended that. They all said, "That's enough, we're done," and they quit their
Oh
investigation.
yeah, if I saw that, that'd be done too. Holy crap.
So of course I had to go down and find out what's going on, and
Yeah.
I never saw anything.
Wow.
And then the next day I spent 6 hours down in the potato cellar in the cafeteria and never got anything.
Never-
And I think a lot of that too is they're familiar with me, and they said what they did is they look over, they were surprised. This thing was kind of surprised, and it went down.
Oh, so like it almost scared it almost.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
much as it scared
They
them.
both weren't expecting each other because all of a sudden there was a light shined onto it down that corridor.
Did they say it looked physical, like solid, or?
Yeah. It was not like a shadow figure or anything like that. He was able to draw what he thought was this is it. It looks like a kid's drawing, but that's what he thinks he saw. So it looks almost more cryptic than it does ghostly. So
I wonder what that is.
and again, Dennis with the D. Do I have my sound off? I don't know.
We can hear you on the other room though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, but I can't hear them, and that's the thing. Because I got sound bites that when they want my attention, they just say, "Hey, Dennis, Can somebody hit that "Hey Dennis" for me?
Hey, Dennis.
Nope. There it is. It's working. I heard it. Okay, just making sure. Thank you.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, right. I told Sir X, and Sir X was the guy that checked.
Wow.
Right, can't be there. There's no birthday cake, right? Nobody brought me birthday cake this weekend. Nobody's even said happy birthday, sang me anything, lit my candles, or even brought me pie. It's a sad situation here at the Holy Cross Abbey in Canyon City, Colorado, with Tiger Paranormal, who has turned their backs to my birthday.
You never told us.
Get out of command. We'll go to the all cams. They're down in the chapel, or will be very quickly. Whoops, wrong mouse. Wrong mouse. There we are. All right. So this young man here, Zane, is going to fire up the organ. And I wish I could share it with you, but I can't. So I think Derek is going to go ahead and record it, and then maybe we can have him play it. I'm going to walk down there real quick and listen to him play, because I heard he's pretty good. So I'll be right back, and you guys can kind of watch what's going on here.
Somebody come get her, she says. It had like the first few notes of that song. The noise you hear is the spirit box. Just don't.
Hey, church is in session, don't cuss.
Does this camera have a lot of issues with focusing?
Yeah, because it's...
Okay. I didn't like how you said that. It doesn't sound like it's on.
So I just played the melody with both hands.
Oh.
I'm like, I can't remember.
Ooh.
Julio. That was fun. Excuse me. I recorded it as best I could with my phone. You see a lot of dust orbs in here, a lot of moths, millers, whatever you want to call them, depending on what part of the United States you're from. They don't seem as bad tonight, though. Last night they were awful. You see that little orb floating right across here. So I think his plan is to kind of investigate as a group tonight. Who are we missing? Derek, Robert, Zella. There you go. That's a moth. That's a moth. Zella and Zane. So those are the four There's a piece of dust floating through. Those are the 4 that are here tonight. We had 2 more last night, but that was his mom, Becky, Derek's mom, Becky, and her husband and Derek's stepfather, Chris, I believe. No, Terry. And they were just here to investigate for a while and then went home around 10:30, 11.
Are there any Abbots in here with us tonight?
Zuri, are you in here?
Temperature's dropping around the device. We just want to talk.
If it's not Bonaventure's sister Rachel, are you here with us tonight?
Antoinette? Huge temperature shift all of a sudden.
Are there any kids in here?
Here, here's a flashlight.
Now, according to them, Bonaventure Bondi has not, or Bonaventure Vandy, sorry, did not ever come through last night. However, they were feeling like the crawler might be in there again or something that is not nice. We won't say demonic because I don't believe there's anything in here that's demonic, but something that's not nice. And we feel like there's a battle going on again for King of the Chapel. And I know that last week Bonaventure had captured the chapel again and reclaimed it, and he was holding it. But it sounds like maybe now they're trying to take over the chapel again. So it's going to be interesting. I'll get Sean in here and we'll do an investigation and see what we can come up with. Sean even feels there's something very again, I don't want to use evil or demonic or, but there's something that is not nice there.
Robert, can you point to me with that thing? Is there anything cold around me?
I mean, it's cold all around you guys. But the whole room's like that, though.
I just got the chills on my legs, like I have goosebumps on my legs.
Alright, I'm looking down. I'm watching.
That we probably need to keep it moving somewhere else and get it back out of the chapel. We did that and we've succeeded, but it sounds like there's a battle going on again. We'll see who wins this battle, who wins round 2. But yeah, there you see the odd thing about that. You can see it flashing. That means it's going in and out of the IR light as it's coming across the field of view in the camera.
Sister Rachel, are you here instead?
So who is here with us? We're so confused.
You don't have to use that device. You can even touch that red dot over there. Touch it, make it go off.
You might want to tune it again. Leave it on that station, but tune it.
Dude, I am so cold around me.
There you go. Fear.
I thought it says here.
I want to communicate. I want to, I want them to come through. There's that orb again. Now, the fact that it's not getting any larger as it gets closer to the camera and whatnot, I think it's just falling straight downward. But because it blinks, there's another one right there. Just went into his shoulder. Because it's going straight downward, I believe that that's particles of dust falling from the ceiling. And you get that blinking effect because as you know, inside the IR camera itself, there's like 30 or 40 different little IR lights. And so as it passes through each IR light, it's going to flash as it continues to fall. So that creates the blinking. But I can almost assure you that that is dust. Now, if they come out flaming green or blue or, there's other characteristics involved, they would be suspect. But that didn't. And I could tell by, I've seen so much dust that I can tell that that's what it is. And sometimes you'll see it sweep sideways. That one you just saw go upward. There's a balcony right here. And so as the wind catches it, it's going to create an updraft and send all those orbs back up into the air.
Put your hand in front of me. Am I cold? Did I say Horus? Matt, are you in here?
No?
Oh yeah, that was a straight up no.
Like 5 pixels, and they say, do you see it? And I'm saying, I see a bunch of squares. I can't possibly make anything out of this, And so when in doubt, Taps used to use that all the time. Jason and Grant, they would always say, when in doubt, throw it out. And I don't even bother with them. I just don't. Sometimes it rips one out, and it's not me. John is gaseous maximus, not me. Wow. I'm getting the smell of barbecue, and it smells good. It smells good. I don't know where it's coming from, but I'll have some of that action. Yeah, it's like an open pit barbecue. I've been craving that crap anyways. I really want to get some good brisket, but there isn't any near here. Usually, when I want brisket, I drive down to Tucumcari, New Mexico, and stop at Watson's Farm and Feed Supply down there. So let's see what they're doing. It looked like they're still in the library doing their thing. or sorry, the chapel. They are in the chapel. Sounded really cool. When he played the organ, Zane played the organ. That always seems to get things cooking a little bit. When you go into the chapel and they hear that organ music, it seems to wake things up. So I'm hoping that's the case tonight. The fact that these guys are spending quite a bit of time here in the chapel is a good thing. Patience is a big part of this. You have to have patience, and you got to be able to sit still. And just like a fisherman, you cast your line out and you wait. They must be hearing some noises in behind them. Let's see. My door's shut, so they can't hear anything I'm doing. Like maybe they're having a little powwow. They're setting something up. I'm not sure what now. Maybe replaying something. It looks like she's got her device in her hands. They may be replaying something. I need some Advil. Okay, see this right here? Coming across the floor. It's gone now. Definitely the wind is starting to kick up a little bit, so I'm sure that the dust is being blown around through these vents and these doors here. There's something there, just kind of, it's all dust.
All right, Edward.
That was me.
What do you mean that was you?
That was me. That was the chair.
Is someone arguing?
Somebody's pissed that we know what we know, I bet, and they're going back.
Edward, can you come forward? Did I say help me?
It didn't sound like that to me.
No,
Shower.
I heard out.
Edward,
Just okay.
Edward, you obviously have a lot to say, so I need you to come forward. I better not. Did you hear that?
I think you have nothing to fear, Edward.
Does anybody know about the Myuu Abbey?
He's here.
There's arguing. It sounds like to you.
Yeah.
Listen, nothing's gonna go public. We just want to know the truth.
Your family will not suffer.
No,
Lineage will be left alone.
that's not what we're here for.
Coming forward might actually help the kids move on.
I feel like the whole gang's in here arguing with each other.
It literally just sounds like people arguing among themselves.
Like, who's gonna tell, you know?
To me, the vibe is more someone trying to stop them from.
Like tense? Like feeling tense?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Like everyone's asking him questions.
Like when you go to the family reunion and someone brings up a topic that no one wanted to talk about.
Yeah, and everyone's kind of talking to him now. And he's
The vibe I'm getting is don't say anything, that they don't want him to talk about it.
I think that you should talk about it. Temporary pain for long-term relief.
Hit him?
Hit who?
Dennis?
I kind of heard that too.
Hit Dennis? I don't think so.
Why would I hit Dennis?
He's really low about the spirits here.
Is he mad because he's the one that brought up the conversation earlier?
Maybe.
Did I just say fuck yeah?
Listen, these types of conversations in the modern era, it's okay to talk about them now. It's not a shameful thing anymore. If you're a victim.
Times have changed, big time.
I was a victim. Did it say a what?
Yeah.
Did it really?
You want some info? Tell him.
You want me to trauma dump?
I mean, we want them to trauma dump, so eye for an
He
eye.
asked you. I think you should tell him.
I was. So if you're a victim, you can come forward. It's real quiet now.
But just for confirmation, does Edward still reside here?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a straight up yes.
That kind of sounded like Edward, but could have misheard. Matt, again?
Was that Matt?
Matt, are you here?
Oh,
No, okay.
alright.
Sorry.
Sorry, I heard wrong. Who are you? Edward? Edward?
Probably Edward. There was no Edmund.
There was an Edmund.
There was there?
There was in the graveyard, there was an Edmund.
Okay.
I swear I just heard Edmund. Are you Edmund?
Coming up for a break. So here they come over here. Do do do. Yes. So what's the word?
It's weird.
Where is the bird?
Guess it depends on your belief system.
Well, we have a different belief system, so.
So we're using tarot cards a lot.
Okay, wait a second. Let's get you guys on cam.
Not just me.
So these guys are gonna spin some yarn for us.
Oh gosh.
Go ahead, have a seat.
All right.
Jump in here. And by the way, just so that we have new people, just tell everybody who you are, what you're doing, who you're with, and
I am
that sort of.
Zelly.
I'm Zane. We're here with Tiger Paranormal. This is our second night here at the Abbey.
Actually, you're third.
Well,
Technically, yeah.
second night in a row, third night total.
Right. There you go. Does he remind you of anybody? He should, because he looks just like. You ever watch? Cullen Brown and Paranormal Files, along with the Paranormal Twins, Twin
Oh, yeah.
Paranormal.
I know
You
Paranormal
look like their
Files.
cameraman.
Oh wow.
When
I
he
look
was
like
here,
cameraman.
and you guys look. You're the same size and everything. I mean,
Oh my
you look.
gosh.
Yeah. I'll
That's
have
so
to
funny.
dig up a picture and show you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of resemblance there. But anyway, sorry to.
Anyways,
Yeah. So this is Zane.
hello. And then this is Zelly. So we're pagan, so we use a lot of things like tarot cards and stuff. And I thought I didn't do this last time I was here or last night, but I just kind of thought, what the heck? Let's just throw some cards down and see what happens. So earlier I wanted to see like, oh, maybe I should just ask where we should investigate first tonight. And so we pulled a couple of cards and we kind of, I don't want to get into the weeds of all the details of which card I picked and what they all mean and stuff. But basically we got the vibe that we should go outside and check out the cemetery again, which is something we wanted to do during the daylight anyway.
That was tonight? Okay, because I
When we
saw you
first
going to the
started.
cemetery
Yeah.
after I went
and-
out.
Well, we went there for a specific reason too, because we wanted to check out a name that we got earlier in the day.
The
We,
Edward?
on
In
the
the middle of
fourth
the
floor, Edward. We very clear as day got Edward.
Okay.
So we just wanted to see if there's any abbots or anything like that with the name Edward. So that's the
Sure.
yeah.
So we went out there, and
Okay.
there was an Edward.
Yeah.
Which was I actually scared the crap out of Derek when I went out there because I'm like looking, I'm like, oh, here's Edward. And he goes, are you shitting me? I'm like, and I was like, no, he's right there.
There he is.
He was like 92 when he died.
Yeah.
From 1908 to 2002. That's a long life.
Yeah.
So the first reading just
God,
basically
don't do
told us
that to
go
me.
there.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
already
so
broke
that was
down.
we were kind of like, okay, well, that was, that was something. So when we came back, we did it again, and we kind of got like a little story out of it. If you want to explain, like a little 3-card story that we got. This the second one, the first reading that we did when I got back, the one that we just did before I asked any questions.
So is that what you guys were doing when you were over, like over? Let me get that
In
scene.
the chapel, I was reading. Yeah, we did 2 readings in the chapel.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
we were
were
just
like
down there.
congregated
Yeah, yeah.
right here.
Yeah, but this
Yes.
was that in this room over here, actually in our HQ before we
Yeah,
went
no.
over there.
Okay.
This was the reason why we went to the chapel first.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I did it. I think it was 4 cards total. And the first energy it picked up was that there was a woman who was very into justice, into bringing truth. It was all about like bringing up knowledge, basically.
Okay.
And then the second card was very clearly a chapel.
It was literally just a picture of a
Like, it was
chapel,
just
like
a
it's on
picture of
the
a chapel,
image.
and it even said monastery.
Wow.
So. And then
Coinky dinky.
Yeah, I was like,
And
wow,
then
there we go.
The third card is kind of sad. It was all about children, literally in the description. It said that there was sad children that were basically living in the past. They were trying to live off their happy memories that have vanished. They're no longer there.
Which makes sense because that's what I believe
The fourth
where
one is.
the children were actually on this property before the monastery was here, and that's why they're here.
Yeah.
Is because this is a happy memory for them.
Yeah, and it says that they try to focus on that happy memory because they don't have any more anymore. Is basically what it said.
Okay.
So because of that, we went to the chapel.
Okay.
And at first it was very uneventful. The whole time basically.
Besides my organ playing. Anyway.
Yeah, it was very just kind of nothing concrete down there. So we decided to do another reading before we
I
left.
felt like we couldn't leave until a reading was done.
Yeah,
It
I
it was
was
like a compulsion.
apprehensive because I was like, we're in a chapel and I don't want to be
Yeah.
disrespectful.
So that's why we did it on the floor because we didn't want to do it up on like close to the altar or anything like that. We're like, I'm gonna sit on the floor in front of the pew and do it here so that
Yeah.
it's not like.
this, guys.
So you can
Blasphemy.
explain because that was your reading that you did.
Yeah, I ended up pulling what? Now 8
cards.
8 cards. It was 4 at first, or 3 at first, and then it was like, okay, this is like an unfinished story, or whatever. So I pulled another one. I was like, that wasn't enough. Pulled another 2, and that was about it. And then pulled one more, and that kind of tied it together. And it was a lot of king cards, and like the Hierophant was in there, so a lot of like figures sitting on like a throne kind of image.
Like a very respected person.
But we also pulled the Fool.
Yes.
Which
Pretty
that
self-explanatory.
yeah, but I mean, for anyone who like really doesn't know, I mean, the Fool is basically like kind of like Dionysus vibes. They have all this extravagance and like debauchery and kind of like that and exuberance, but probably in too much excess, kind of thing. Which in Catholics makes sense. So Zelly was kind of getting the vibe that it was maybe that Edward figure. I mean, we don't really have an explanation for that. It's just vibes.
Yeah.
So we just kind of went with that a little bit, and then Zelly did her own reading, if you want.
That was when it was really weird. I have never done a reading where every single card was reversed. I have never had that before.
Which means upside down for anybody who's watching.
And reverse, what that means is when a card is reversed, it's usually the negative side of that card. So even the regular upfront card will be super positive, but then you flip it and it's
It's not
exact
always negative
opposite.
though, because sometimes you have a negative card. And
yeah.
The flip side is positive, or it's just slightly different. It doesn't have to
And that's what
be
happened with the
necessarily-
2 cards. It was reversed. The regular is negative, but the 2 reverse was basically explaining a person that was in the seat of a very respected man. He was living very well here. He had a lot of, just a very respected man. But then the last 3 cards, it literally explained his downfall. It was all about like lies, deception, the shame, and all of that.
Yeah, the
kind
shame
of
was
thing.
a big one.
The
That
shame
was
is a
like-
huge one in both of the readings.
So
Like,
is there some name that you...
Ed-
What word? That's what we're trying to
Edward?
figure out.
I'm convinced it's Edward, personally, because if it was Chun, what is his name again? I don't know why I keep forgetting. If that was him, we would have pulled a death card because he's gone. I personally don't think he's here because his story's concluded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing there
What would keep
anymore.
him here? I mean, he
But
didn't wanna be here.
Edward, he lived a life. Like he was old, So I think there's a lot of I was wondering if there was any like knowledge of a priest or like an abbot or anybody who was kind of ostracized, not treated a bit differently than the others, because that's the vibe I was getting. That it came out of something too. That it was like a common knowledge, but wasn't
The
really
open
talked
secret
about.
kind of thing. Which,
Yeah.
Happens
There
in a
was
lot of
definitely
churches.
one person that I've heard that fits that description, but I'm not sure of the name. So I'll research.
Yeah, because that's the vibe I got, was he went from this really respected man to something happened to where it basically ruined his reputation. And he feels like every single card we got from him, there was some sort of shame involved with it. So I feel like he's tied here. He might want to speak about what happened, what he did, might have a guilty conscience. I
So
don't
you
know.
think that's why maybe he stays here is
Mhm.
because...
Maybe,
Yeah. And we
like
really,
an atonement, maybe.
yeah, like that is perfect. Like an
I
atonement.
mean, what better place?
Yeah, that's the whole vibe we were getting, is that this person is just stuck here because of his own undoing. Basically, he
Sure.
ruined his own life.
It's a great
So-
story. I mean, not
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a great story. I'm
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah.
damn, okay.
Yeah, and it's a little weird that it came from tarot cards, and I don't believe in coincidences after the 3rd time. At this
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
like it was a whole
Yeah.
story, and it's kind of interesting to me that Zuri basically led us there. I feel like she's really trying to direct that conversation, because I feel when we were on the 4th floor, it was interesting because she was talking about how she was protecting 3 kids, very specifically 3 kids, and we asked why, and it said because they're little. And we actually asked age, and me personally, I heard 5'7", and Robert thinks he heard a 3 in there too. So we got an age range, and I think
Which is
maybe-
basically the range of the kids that
Yeah.
Yeah.
are on the 4th floor.
So, I mean, it's not new information by any means.
So I feel like she's very hell bent on, she wants this like she's not very, she doesn't want that hidden basically.
Well, I mean,
She doesn't want what?
She doesn't want it hidden, like she wants it spoken
and
about.
she's
you know?
more modern. I mean, she's like our
Yeah, her
contemporary,
reading was
basically,
like justice and martyr, like protection.
so, which
She-
is very much the
very
vibe of
good. And the
people,
first
like, in
card I
our
pulled
generation.
Do you think
very
it was
good.
that gal that I showed you the picture of?
That's what I really think it's her,
Yeah, okay.
because it's a very very protective energy. Like,
Okay.
and her first card, like I said, was very very like she's very good.
What's her name? Zuri?
Yeah, Zuri.
Zuri.
And like the card,
Ziri, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think
She
so.
was Asian.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that card I pulled, like, she's a really good person, basically.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like we've always said, she came here. She was dropped off here. She doesn't want to be here. She's ready to go, but then she
Those kids.
found the kids, and now
Mhm.
her mothering, nurturing sense, or her that side of her, forces her to stay until the kids are taken
Yeah,
care
because
of.
she left her own kid behind.
Yeah,
too, when she
exactly,
died, so.
exactly.
You know, and if you want to go into theories,
Well, that's what all this is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, literally everything
theory
happens
not
here is
based off.
theory.
Yeah, the theory I possibly have is that Edward might be the piece that's not letting these kids.
Or it might not even be Edward. It might be some
Like the
other-
truth of it is what I mean.
Whoever it is,
like
yeah.
the truth being hidden and not spoken about is why these kids, and that might explain why Zuri really wants this. She's all about like truth coming out.
And you'll find out, hopefully tonight. as you use the portal and they really start coming in, and all of a sudden they'll just go quiet.
That happened to
Okay,
us.
yeah,
Literally
we-
happened.
Oh, so we went to the viewing room after this, right? Because we could just kind of like it felt like we were just done in the chapel. Like
Yeah,
there's
it
nothing left to do
concluded.
in there basically. So we're like, okay, let's go into the viewing room.
It was like arguing.
Sure, there's
Set up the box. Yeah, it was like
anybody got any
party.
questions? Feel free to ask. I mean, I'm watching the. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, we went to the viewing room and I mean, we set it up. It was like a fucking party going on in there.
Yeah. No,
I told you.
Arguing,
The
like,
vibe I got is because I specifically went in there and I said, Edward, come forward and talk, because that's the vibe I'm getting, that he wants to finally talk about
and
it.
it sounded like
But
people,
all
like,
these voices
aside,
like don't like the vibe I was getting, like they didn't want him to talk.
Yeah.
And it was nonstop chatter, like, and we were getting a bunch of names. But one that stood out was Edmund, and he has a grave.
There's an Edmund.
Yeah, he very clear as day. He was like Edmund, and then they all left. It's like they did a roll call. And they were like peace, and then I'm pretty sure Matt came at the end, and he was like, "Go, there ain't nobody here." Like, literally.
We're like, should we move on? Yeah.
Like, literally, we were like, "Should we move on?" And all you heard is, "Go."
No, and then he said goodbye.
Yeah, he said bye. Like, he was
There you
just
go.
like- He was letting. He's been following us all day.
And,
He's our buddy today.
Yeah, and I like that.
well, then what I would suggest is maybe go try it in the classroom next.
Yeah, we haven't even been in there.
Yeah,
so.
we didn't really do the classroom last time we were here either, so probably be a good idea. I know Derek wanted to go to the 4th floor,
Yeah.
but maybe we
Well,
can
when you
stop
guys
there
split
on
off
that.
into couples or whatever, then
Oh yeah, maybe they can go to the
They can
fourth.
go
They can take the technology and we'll take our magic.
has good intention.
Mhm.
And that's what Karina is, the little 12-year-old.
Yeah.
She's a white witch, and she does good things for good people, or helps situations.
Mhm.
People, makes the situation better for them through her magic. Get those cameras up. Get these cameras up. Let's switch cams here to the all cam. Let's locate them on. I see them going down the hall room, or the hallway here on the 2nd floor. They'll be dropping some of the people off here. 2 of the Zane and Zelly are going to be in the classroom. Derek and Robert are going to head up to the 4th. So here they make their split. There they go into the classroom. And you see these guys, they should end up the ramp here shortly. Probably just checking things out, or maybe they're all going to sit in there and do a session 2 for a little bit. And I was wearing that sucker out. In fact, I owe Sean another one. I wore that puppy out.
Hey, we're back. Friends of Dennis. Little rascals. If you're on the other side of the hallway, you can come closer. Could talk about cookies and candies. I like a lot of cookies.
That blue light on the floor. Touch it. It can't hurt you. It just makes noise.
Emma, are you here? That's a very beautiful name, if that's your actual name. Are you in here? Doesn't look like it. Are you in here? Abigail or Emma? It's kind of hard since I can't see you. Are you in here?
Oops, they got something going on up there. They just jumped and kind of come out of that room in a hurry. Let's switch back over to find out what's going on the fourth floor. Looked like he got touched on the arm or something.
Are you in here? Did I just sense you? Or am I just overreacting? What's up? I can really feel like something was standing right in front of me for a moment. Are you in here? You must be a good hider if I can't find you.
Okay, they're back to the second floor. They came back into the classroom. I'm not sure what freaked him out, but it looked like when he came out of that room, he was kind of grabbing his arm and came out of there in a hurry. Yeah, that was them coming through that hallway there, Tim. Good eye, good eye. They had to come down from the fourth to the third to the second, which is where they're at now in the classroom here. Too grainy, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave it or change it back? Hello. So what happened on the fourth there?
Quiet.
Huh?
Pretty quiet.
Really?
Yeah, I was trying to do some hide and seek for a moment. The one room across from Abigail's room.
Yeah.
I felt a little weird for a moment, and I like felt like a presence right in front of me to a point. Like I got goosebumps.
Well, I saw you kind of
Yeah, I would
walk
kinda
out of the
go down,
room
yeah.
and like almost like you grabbed your arm too.
Yeah, it's like that's why I was getting like goosebumps. I'm like,
Okay.
that was weird. That was weird. So I went in again just to double check and double check and whatever that presence was is gone now.
But
But
you kind of picked up your shit and got out of there in a hurry, didn't you?
kind of. So I got about halfway, and Robert he's like, yeah, that's really seems to be happening. So it sounds like they were having a little more activity going on in the classroom. So we retraced back to the classroom. They're doing more card readings in there, and now they're pulling up some stuff that is being related to Chang. They were wondering if there is a picture of the man by chance anywhere?
I'm sure there is. I don't know where one is offhand. I'm sure there'd be one in the yearbook. Maybe even the 85 yearbook downstairs.
In the priest anywhere?
That would be down in the priest dining room where they got all the yearbooks. 1985, 1984. And you'll also see a picture of Matthew in there.
Mm. Matthew in there too?
Matthew is the one that they
okay.
That Zelly and Zane feel protect them. I'll go look for it here in a little bit because I'm interested in another photograph of somebody else that was here as a student that stopped by.
I figured. Yeah, they were pulling a couple, and it kind of almost related to the story of how Chong, especially how he died, was a little specific. So, but yeah, they were wondering if there was a chance of a picture somewhere, but the yearbook is impossible.
I'm going to turn on this air again. It's kind of cold or warm in here. They're just now getting a lot of really great information. They're not really having so much experience as other than interaction and gathering some really cool, coincidental, who knows, but a lot of a story is being told throughout the night. Very interesting. It is pertinent to specific people and things that I know have happened here. And they're getting a lot of the details through tarot card reading and through the portal tonight, which is very interesting. I mean, I'm open to about anything. If nothing else, it just makes for one hell of an interesting story. They got the big screen TV on in the room next to me so they can watch the live stream as it happens. Those of you that were here for Mayhem know exactly what I'm talking about. Got a whole lounge area where they can watch, and that way I can keep all the chaos in another room. I'm not trying to talk over everybody while we're streaming. Okay, well, looks like they all have their limbs. Nobody's limping. Nobody's holding their arm like they've been scratched.
Hi.
You look like you all survived.
Yeah, I'm excited to update you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, well she told me I'm like, okay, this is getting too weird.
Too spooky for me.
We were in the classroom for an hour.
Yeah,
Right.
Did not feel like an hour.
When we first got in there, we had the spirit box on.
Go ahead, tell me.
Okay, so when we first went in there, the spirit box, it was very much it sounded like teenagers and little kids. I got touched. I was sitting in the
You're
chair.
making fun of us, I think.
Yes.
Can you guys smell that barbecue smell like something?
Yeah, I thought somebody cooked something.
Yeah, it smells great. I got
Did
it
somebody
earlier.
heat something up?
I don't know. You guys got barbecue?
No.
No, I was just in that room the whole time. Derek!
In fact, I brought up my favorite barbecue place and everything, talking about the smell,
I
but
thought
it's
it
back
was
again.
Derek. I thought he went to go eat. That's
And you
because
don't
he
have
wasn't with
barbecue over there?
us. No,
Anything barbecue?
no.
Wow. Because it smells like a barbecue joint,
Huh.
doesn't it? I mean, like the smoke.
Yeah,
portion?
I thought it was him cooking. I literally thought I was like, oh, he's okay.
I don't know, but I want some.
Same.
Right? Okay, sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're
I just want to see if you guys were smelling that too. Because I'm hungry now.
Did you make food?
Make food?
Yeah. What is that?
The barbecue smell, do you smell it?
I don't know.
It smells like food was made.
Just now.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can smell it?
I smell
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Like somebody's bringing us brisket.
Yeah, nobody's.
No, nobody made anything.
Yeah, I've been in that room for an hour.
Robert just went down to take a leak.
That ain't it.
That's weird.
Huh, yeah, wow. Wow, so they're gonna torture us.
So I need to hear this and I want to hear this.
Okay. Sorry to cut you off. Let's just start from the very.
So I was touched when I was in there. I thought it was a moth. There was
We
It
checked
was
for moths.
nothing.
There was no moths. in
it
there.
was like
And
almost
There was one later, but
and it was my ear. It felt like somebody like was fucking with me. And I freaked out and I'm pretty sure they were all active on that spirit box. They're probably bullying us up here. But interesting thing is we weren't really feeling anything, so we decided to bust out the cards again. And that's when the spirit box, it's like all the kids left the room. And like there was 3 people that were talking consistently, basically the whole time. One was Matt.
Yeah.
One was a girl. I don't know who it was. And then there was one other guy. No idea who it was. But they were like, it sounded like they were having a conversation.
but like over there.
And the cards was very interesting. We finally got Chung. But I don't think he's here. That kind of vibe. So what we did was we asked like what's the missing piece? Basically, is there anything we need to know? And the first 6 cards was his story, and it was vile, by the way. It was gross. It basically was detailing his death. It even weirdly talked about how he died of asphyxiation type of death. And then one of the cards was really gross, and he got the lover's card. So that means that he viewed these kids as like genuinely like his lovers. Okay. Gross enough.
Yeah, vile.
Yeah. And that it just we got the death card. And then, you know, the card also showed that he was a very good liar. He strung along people. He built like this whole like story because he didn't want people to look at him. And then weirdly enough, this was the longest cards I've ever pulled. I think I pulled like 12. I think I put 12
Maybe
cards.
13 actually. 'Cause I think we had an extra one at the end.
My opinion of Brandon has now. Brandon?
Why do you say
Brandon?
Who's Brandon?
I don't know. Edward has changed. I don't believe he hurt kids.
Who's a Brandon too?
I don't know. I keep saying. I have an ex-boyfriend named Brandon. That's around. He's dead.
Oh. Can you stop? You just stop. Just stop.
Sorry.
So, anyways, back to you.
The final cards I got were about Edward. So whenever we read Edward, we never got the there was no cards that like blatantly said like he hurt kids versus Chung where it was very
apparent.
very apparent. How he even viewed these kids, all of that. But Brandon, why do I keep saying Brandon?
Edward.
But it's kind of on your mind now, so I think
I better not say Brandon and then you say Brandon.
Yeah.
Edward, all of his readings has been connected to shame, guilt, very guilty. So,
Do you think he does feel remorse and guilt?
The cards are saying he does. And also the very last card, so if you draw them together, these 2 cards, they're connected to one another, and it means that they were rivals in some capacity, but it's saying that he did a testimony to protect, it was 2 people. So basically he testified protecting these people, and I don't know why he did it. My theory personally is that he, as an abbot, it's your duty to protect, like, how people view this place, the reputation. You might have people you want to protect.
Maybe the other person was
Or
the
a
monastery
person.
itself,
Maybe that had
protecting the reputation of the
That's a
building.
good.
maybe that was correlation to his suicide note that he chose to take that way out to save the embarrassment to the archdiocese and.
But it was. I think the embarrassment part was in here itself, because I feel like it. Like I said.
How do you mean that? What do you mean?
So like I said before, I feel like this was like a secret that everybody knew and just didn't talk about. So when the abbot came out and protected these people, I think that's what ruined his reputation as an abbot. because he went from being this very
I
respected
see.
man, and then and he was older.
He would've been
would've been like 80.
80
at
or
this
close
point.
to it. Yeah.
So he would have been older, and my theory and how I kind of interpreted the cards was that I think he was in denial that this was happening. I think he was a very big man of faith. He believed in his religion. He didn't want to believe that a man of God would do this to kids. And he genuinely just didn't think it was happening. And when you speak about it and it's known throughout the whole monastery, you're like, why are you protecting?
So that's when everything came to light, that's when you figured that everybody more or less shunned and ostracized him.
I think
Because he had
defended.
Last 10 years of his
full
life,
knowledge the whole time.
Yes, and I feel like the moment he protected those people and it being so common knowledge within the monastery itself,
Uh-huh.
that they were like, they kind of lost faith in their abbot.
And that goes back to the card drawings that you had in the chapel, the rise and
The fall of his reputation. And again, these cards just pick up this immense like guilt and shame for what he did. I think once Chung killed himself and it all kind of collapsed, I think he had a realization that I didn't protect these kids, you know? And
That should have been his first duty rather than.
exactly.
Yeah,
And my other concern is, why are these dead kids? What happened to these kids?
yeah, where they at?
Exactly. What happened to them? Why are they stuck as a kid? Is my other concern. She also came up again, but only one time, and it was again as that protective thing. So I really think that she's clinging to these kids because she wants to protect them when no one else did. So she's and she wants it known. I think Edward wants it known, but whenever we try to like talk to him, it seems like there's so many people that come in the room and just like talk over him, basically, is what it happened in the viewing room. It's like he comes and then it's just.
And it kind of happened in the classroom.
Yeah, it
It was like
happened. There
pretty
were
quiet,
people.
and then we're like, okay, we're asking questions.
Oh, and interesting enough,
Mhm.
I asked Matt like straight up. I was like, did you know Edward? And he was like, yup. And I said, do you think he was a bad person? And he literally said, fuck no. Like, clear as
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
fuck no. So, and then I asked about Chung, and there was nothing.
He just made a bad decision
Yeah.
in who to protect.
Yeah, I think he honestly really does feel bad for not protecting kids. When, like you said, that should have been his first duty.
Well, I'll research him some more and get more in depth and some of this stuff. Now, Derek was also asking about a picture of Father Chung. I'm sure there's one in the yearbook. There has to be.
Yeah.
I have to figure out which yearbook. And then also, again, if there was an archive in the building somewhere, then there could be photographs of this said Father Chung somewhere in the building, possibly in an archive. I don't know.
What about Edward? Do you think there would be anything of him?
I
mean, he was the abbot.
I'll bet you if you knew what he looked like, I bet you there's a photo, because they got all kinds of photographs.
He
with-
died in like
He was the last
2003,
one,
I think.
2002.
2002.
He was the
yeah.
last abbot too, so there's probably a photograph.
Well, Bonaventure was the last abbot. He was the fifth abbot. He was the last one here, but he would have been a priest probably, a high-ranking.
connections to what they say, because that will blow my mind, because like I said, we're just pulling a theory out of our ass right now. that
It
we're
is
able-
so elaborate. That's
Yeah,
what like
It's
kills
really
you.
elaborate
It's so
for tarot.
detailed.
Because normally tarot is like really vague, and you're like, okay, that could be made up. This is like,
It's almost like a screenplay, you know?
Yeah, like
it's not a script. It's not a script.
That last reading, it was so long. Like it was just
Yeah,
it kept going and going.
Well, see, I was doing some automatic writing. Okay, they're at the military case, so it's giving you information about the abbots and the monks that have served in the armed services during their tenure here at the Abbey. Yeah. So they've rented the building and they're staying in the building for the entire weekend, with the exception of the gal. She has to be to work tomorrow, so she's heading out now. So the guys will hang out and investigate the rest of the night once she's gone. They got a lot of interesting stuff tonight. Actually, the last 2 days have been building up a hell of a story through the spirit box and portal. And then the lady that left, her name is Zelly, and there's a young man, his name is Zane. They are also pagan, and they were doing some tarot reading and came up with some pretty interesting stories. And a lot of the names and stuff that they were able to come up with, we were able to validate and confirm. However, the information that they were sharing are kind of little dark secrets and stuff that I'm sure is more than coincidence. It was quite an interesting weekend. And then they have had shadow figures, they have had disembodied voices, and you know, some things happening, but it hasn't been that over the top, creepy, spooky, haunted stuff. It's basically been bits and pieces of information as they continue to investigate throughout the weekend. We are at the Holy Cross Abbey Monastery here in Canyon City, Colorado. It's a 100,000 square foot monastery that was desanctified in 1998.
Oh, you're slipping.
I know, it's getting late, man, or early, whichever way you want to look at it. And these guys have been they're with Tiger Paranormal. They have rented the monastery for the weekend and are actually staying and have been locked into the monastery for 2 nights now. And they're doing their investigation. Right now, we're just kind of having a little bull session here regards to the history and whatnot. Are you guys going to get back out and investigate? You think you're done or tonight?
Was it about 2:30?
Well, what time?
It felt like we were basically done after we went into the abbot's quarters.
Well,
and I assume Robert's already crashed.
Oh yeah, he's
it's
dead.
Well, it's up to you. I was kind of thinking on it, but it is 2:00, and that is basement hour, ain't it?
Yeah, you're getting near the witching hour here. If you want
Do you want to tackle the basement with me for this?
I mean, I'll watch you tackle the bait. Want to repeat of last year?
Oh my God!
Scary
Seriously?
on the walkie-talkie.
Maybe I should give him a little show.
All right, so you see here, starting with the basement. Starting with the basement, we got the slaughter room. We have the basement hall. So that's the main corridor in the basement hall. We've got the chair room, where we have stories of this chair. Back in the day, the maintenance guy would put this chair in a pile down here. He'd come down a couple of weeks later or a few days later, move put another item in this room, and I'll tell you in a second there, Sir X. I'll get to it.
Yeah.
So he would come down and put another item down here into the storage room, and this chair would be facing the corner of this room. So there's a lot more to that story, but again, that was a rumor that I had to put a kibosh to. They were saying that this was a room used for detention and solitary confinement, and all these nasty things happened to the kids there. In reality, here's your answer now, Sir X. That square that you see in the floor here was actually a drain. And what this room was originally used for, because it's just off of the potato cellar, there was 2 sinks here. And when they brought the root vegetables in from the fields, then they would wash all the potatoes and carrots and that sort of thing off before they bagged them and then put them on the shelves into the potato cellar. So this was where the sinks were, and the drain was over here where it would drain on into the floor. So that's what that square is in that room that you're talking about.
ultimate garden.
The other drain that you're talking about, Sir X, is right here. This big square here. This was a slaughter room. There was an elevator here that goes up to the first floor or the ground from the outside. They would load the animals in because they were 100% self-sufficient here at the Holy Cross Abbey. They raised their own livestock. They grew their own vegetables and stuff like that. And so this elevator, they would bring like a cow down, bring it into the slaughter room. This was a big drain here. They would actually slaughter the animal in this room, quarter it up, and then hang it into the meat locker, which is just inside this door over here. Then we have the potato cellar. This is about 150 feet. And I think if I heard correctly, Derek is going to go down there and do an APPC session for about 20 minutes.
What?
At the end of the potato cellar here. Maybe not. I would. You guys see me do that all the time. But at any rate, it's about 150 feet one way in and one way out. So if you get freaked out at this end, you got a long ways before you even get to the corridor, and then you got to figure out how to get the hell out of that portion.
I want to need to double check my thoughts.
There we go. Copy here. All right, we're gonna close that down and let me show you what he's talking about. This is let me just tell you, there was a group investigating, a group of 5, and they were going down to the basement to investigate. It was getting late at night. They were headed to the potato cellar, and as they reached the corridor in between the kitchen and the stairs, they shined their flashlight down the corridor that led into the potato cellar, and the potato cellar door was open, and hanging over the top of the door was this. This is his artist rendition.
A little bit.
And there we go. So that's what he saw. 5 of them saw this thing hanging over the top of the door.
All 5 of them saw.
Looking back down at them, and it was like they surprised it surprised them. And what you got to understand is to look at right. This should be in the Louvre, right?
But that was straight into the potato cellar, right? Or was that out?
No, that was in the corridor because the door was open, leading into the.
Like if you're gonna walk into the kitchen, you look left. Ghost story.
Ghost, yeah.
That would probably be like the most defined sighting of a crawler, though, wouldn't it? If that really is it.
Yeah. And he swears by it. I mean, he's got a YouTube channel and actually has posted up this very drawing showing what he saw, what they saw that night.
Yeah.
Needless to say, they ended their investigation.
Right after that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like if it were us, we'd be like, okay, we gotta spend the whole day in the basement.
That would have been me because I actually did. After they finished up, I went down there immediately to try and see if I'd catch anything. And then the next night I did a live stream and sat almost 6 hours in the cafeteria potato cellar area trying to contact this thing. And I never had anything like that.
Nothing. Fuck it.
Fuck it. There he goes. He's going for it.
One last hurrah, right?
Attaboy.
Until next time.
All right. Get him, goblins. Get him.
Oh, he's going down the ramp.
Oh, he's going down that end. That's okay.
Okay.
a small, quick basement run.
It is pitch dark down there. What do you say?
Did you just say something?
Yeah, I'm just checking if you guys can hear me all right.
Yep.
Yeah, we can now.
Okay, Operation Scaredy Chicken in the basement. Operation starts now.
Okay, he's going in.
Godspeed.
By the way, yeah, my battery's kind of low on the camera, so this is going to be a quick run.
Wait
Yeah.
a second. Oh, look behind him.
Yeah. Dude, run.
I'm really hoping that door opens when he's standing right there.
So, I'm in the basement. I'm by myself, and I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. Oh no, it's the door. Why am I doing this to me? Oh yeah, oh boy.
Did it get you?
Where did he
I
go?
don't see the light now.
I think he went there. Oh, maybe not. I thought he went in the chair, or maybe, but
No. There's the light again. So he's probably in the cafeteria. Maybe he took that loop around the monks area. He might be in the chair room now. Nope, he's in that.
Okay, that's the potato cellar, yeah. Huh. So I'm looking at the door where E.T. was standing on. I could understand. It's I noticed that there were 3 windows on the middle there. Do they remember if they saw anything like through those windows?
Nothing they mentioned. They said they shined a flashlight from down where the kitchen area is, like when you come down the long hallway.
If you were to go straight into the kitchen, then they shine the flashlight down that corridor you're in now. That's when they caught it hanging over the potato cellar door.
Okay, yeah, because I see the door right now, and I was just saying there's like 3 gaping windows like in the middle of the door. I didn't know if they ever caught like a more of a body than just the head, or was it just the head?
That door is a solid door, isn't it? There's no
Can you repeat
windows on
that?
it, is there? Alien got your tongue?
No, alien didn't get my tongue. Hey Dennis, wasn't there used to be like a light further down in the potato cellar, or has that been turned off?
Okay, I was just wondering. I mean, I'm not gonna turn it on, but I was just wondering if that was normal or not.
How fast can you do the 150 feet dash?
Pretty fast for that.
What was that?
You're live. You haven't gotten to the slaughter room or the chair room yet.
I was in the chair room. Do you miss me there?
Yeah.
You're right though. I forgot the slaughter room. Let me try to look for that.
You gotta go to the kitchen, find a dumb waiter. Alright, but I hear the phone ring. I'm hoping it's something done.
Fucking out of here, I hear that phone ring.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
I can now.
Alright.
See where he shows up next, probably in this hallway here.
Oh, hello?
Get you? Got him.
Great, wonderful. Hello. Is it me that you're looking for?
I could see it in your eyes. I think it was in here, right? Okay, that's that. And then this goes to, yeah, that's the mom. I've been lost. Did I walk past it? Did I miss it?
You're looking for it.
Slaughter room.
You just walked through the whole thing.
Oh. Yeah, we saw ya.
Okay, as long as it's just me and nothing else. To be quite honest, it feels pretty gentle down here. Not really too unsettled or anything.
Are you calling it for the night then?
Yeah, probably. I was actually hoping I could feel a need for something down here, but yeah, it just feels a little flat tonight.
That's probably in the library again, like you were yesterday.
Maybe this is looking for a dictionary for more bad words to use.
Can you repeat that?
Nothing, it's a bad joke.
He is going to the library. Look at that, who is going to the staircase so he doesn't walk up the ramp.
Yeah. Find it, if you just lean forward, your momentum's gonna take you up the ramp.
Yeah.
Just
I made the mistake of starting to jog down the ramp, and I couldn't stop jogging down the ramp.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, I guess I'm running.
that's a 6% grade.
Yeah.
A lot steeper.
I almost ran right into the door.
Okay, he found his way back home. And here's Johnny. He
Or
snuck
me.
in the room next to us.
Putting his gear away first.
There we go. Very good, man. Proud of you. Proud of you.
I was singing that song even as they were doing their day low to keep my nerves go.
Which one?
Hello.
Oh.
Is it me you're looking for? So here's the slaughter room. You went right through.
I went right through. I was looking around for the camera. I was like, "Is this it?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you done good. You done
Yeah, I
good.
saw the door though. Yeah, because I was wondering because what I was asking is because it has those in the door there, in the middle of it.
He's out of shot.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I saw the door and I saw the 3 windows in the middle of the door. So I just thought, I don't know.
There is, yeah.
Yeah.
Little skinny.
Yeah. So I
wall.
saw. Yeah, so I was wondering, since they caught the head, I just didn't know if they said anything about seeing like if they saw like anything
Yeah,
underneath
they
it,
saw little feet dangling.
little feet, or if there's like nothing there.
Yeah,
or
no,
what.
they didn't mention any of that, but you're right. Come to think about it, there is that 3 little ones.
Yeah, so like when it went down, I just wonder if they still saw it going down. Maybe they get like an idea of how
Yeah.
tall it is.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it was just dangling or if that's like how tall it is or what. But that's a tall door though.
Yeah. It's a 7-foot door.
Yeah, and I'm 6'3", so yeah, it was taller than I am. So I was kind of like messing with it for just like a moment. I was like, yeah, there's no way I can, you know.
He was kind of messing with it. I have to go.
I have to go.
Like the.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could have hung up there and see if how it looks with the light, you know?
Yeah, the collar was probably looking at
I
me.
even got a chair and got behind it,
Uh-huh.
and I still wasn't tall enough to hang over.
Oh,
the
even
top
with
of
a
the
chair?
door. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know what he saw or what they saw, but there was a group that saw it.
That was kind of creepy. When I turned to and I saw that door, yeah, that was like, oh, that one has to be it then.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was trying to kind of get like an idea, you know, it's like, how tall could this thing been? Crawler was probably looking at me, he's like, freaking amateur.
Typically I'm bad. I'm like right here.
Yeah, but I walked around almost the whole basement, and yeah, I didn't feel anything at all in any room, honestly.
You should go up the 4th floor and grab that little fire engine, 'cause it's got a little button that'll set off the red lights and inside of it. Put it on my little fishing rod over there. Put it in the room with Robert over there. Startle him awake and start wheeling that fucking fire truck across the room.
Oh my god, that was great.
All right, guys, we're gonna probably wrap it up here for tonight. Again, we were with it's late. Tiger Paranormal out of Pueblo, Colorado. They've spent 2 nights here investigating the hell out of this building. Been an interesting weekend. But I think you guys are ready to call it. I know I am.
Yeah, I am. I did my little last fun thing. I just did that for fun,
Yeah,
honestly.
cool.
So.